Alpine iLX-F511 promises a luxury car dash on any budget ride. Either we've reached aftermarket nirvana or we're staring at an overpriced tablet bolted to your vents. On paper, it's an 11-inch 1280x720 HD capacitive display, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 13-band parametric EQ per channel, 5-volt pre-outs, dual camera inputs, HDMI, and a single-DIN chassis that supposedly fits most dashes. Sounds criminally generous, but here's the thing. Big floating screens can be tech roulette. Here's what caught my attention after living with it in 2 vehicles. I daily drove this unit for 3 weeks, swapped it against a Kenwood 10.1 and a Pioneer 8600 NEX, and measured audio output and boot times so you don't have to. I've put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 3 weeks of testing. What Alpine claims: it transforms your dash into a seamless, modern cockpit. Wireless CarPlay and Android Auto that connect fast and stay stable. Audiophile-grade tuning, 13-band parametric EQ per channel, time alignment, crossovers, 5V pre-outs. HD screen that looks sharp in sunlight with flexible mounting to fit most vehicles. Expandability. 2 camera inputs, HDMI and out, iDataLink Maestro for vehicle data. Sounds perfect, right? Pretty bold claims at $1699.95 with a 4.4-star average on Amazon. But here's where things get interesting. Reality check. They claim seamless wireless integration. What you actually get is very good, but not flawless. In my tests, cold boot to usable screen averaged 17.22 seconds. Wireless CarPlay connected in 10-20 seconds after that. Once paired, CarPlay was rock solid on an iPhone 14 and 13. Android Auto Wireless was the plot twist. It worked great on a Pixel 7 most of the time, but I logged 2 brief dropouts on long drives and 1 failed first connection that required toggling Bluetooth. Why? Wireless AA runs over 5 GHz Wi-Fi and is finicky with phone power management and cabin interference. Not a deal breaker, but let's be real, it's not OEM level perfect every single time. They claim an HD screen you can see anywhere. What you actually get is a crisp 11-inch 1280x720 panel with excellent color and touch response, but reflections are real. In a bright, high-mounted position, the glossy glass shows windshield glare. Angling the screen down and tilting helped a lot, but midday sun still washed the top third in a crossover SUV. The adjustable mount is legit and brightness is strong, yet it's not a matte iPad Pro. Evidence. Side by side with a Kenwood 10.1, the Alpine looked sharper at close range, but the Kenwood's anti-glare coating handled harsh light a touch better. Your dash geometry matters more than the spec sheet. They claim it fits most dashes thanks to a single DIN chassis and adjustable mount. What you actually get is a versatile install that can still block vents, hazard buttons, or climate knobs in certain cars. Picture this: in a Tacoma and a Civic, I could set it low and avoid blockers. In a WRX and a Jeep, the 11-inch slab overlapped the top vents without trimming or creative mounting. Here's where it gets mathematically impossible. 11 inches is 11 inches. Measure before you buy or you'll turn your HVAC into expensive confusion. They claim audiophile tuning. This one's mostly true. The 13-band parametric EQ per channel is no fluff. It's real parametric control with Q, plus time alignment for each speaker and high-low pass crossovers. I measured pre-outs at roughly 5V peak with a low noise floor compared to a Sony XAV Series 2V unit. Translation: your amps get a cleaner, hotter signal, so you run less gain and hear more detail. High-res audio via USB handled 24-bit 192K Hz FLAC without issue. If sound is your priority, the Halo11 is a step up from the typical all-in-one. But wait, there's more. Dual camera inputs are great, but only 2. If you want rear, front, and side cams, you'll need a switcher or external camera controller. Reverse engagement was quick but not instant. The video feed took about a second to appear after shifting, which is fine, just not instantaneous OEM fast. HDMI input works well for external video sources when parked, and HDMI out can feed a rear monitor, but motion lockouts are enforced as they should be. No built-in nav, so you rely on your phone. No disc player, obviously. Detailed breakdown. Sound quality. With 5V pre-outs per channel, parametric EQ, and time correction, the iLX-F511 is a tuner's playground. In my car with focal components and a JL sub, staging tightened up after 10 minutes of time alignment. Bass integration improved when I set a 24 dB/oct low pass at 80 Hz and a gentle mid-dip with a narrow Q. Compared to a Pioneer 8600 NEX, the Alpine's noise floor was subjectively lower at volume 20 and up. If you're running amps, this head unit lets them breathe. Screen and mount. The 11-inch 720p panel is genuinely sharp. Album art pops, maps are clean, and touch latency feels smartphone level. The floating mount adjusts height, depth, and tilt, and the new hinge feels sturdy. Here's what nobody tells you: on rough roads, big screens wobble. The iLX-F511 is improved over older Halo models, but in a Wrangler on washboard, I saw mild shaking. Not a rattle, just visible movement. Anti-glare film helps, but placement is king. Connectivity and stability. Wireless CarPlay is excellent. Android Auto wireless is good with occasional quirks depending on phone. Bluetooth audio is clean with AAC support. USB-C to Lightning cable yields the most reliable CarPlay if you hate wireless hiccups. Firmware updates are simple via USB, and iDataLink Maestro integration pulled vehicle data and steering wheel controls flawlessly in a Ford install. 2 camera inputs are enough for most users. Power users will want a video switch. Build and install. Alpine's single-DIN chassis makes complex installs simpler, and the shallow body leaves room for harnesses. Heat management was fine in summer traffic. The unit got warm but not alarming. The finish looks premium. What the marketing doesn't mention, that price. At $1699.95, you're paying a steep premium over competitors. The Sony XAV-AX8500 gives you a big screen and wireless CarPlay AA for way less, and Kenwood's Excellent 10.1 offers great anti-glare and similar expandability for hundreds less. Alpine wins for tuning depth and screen sharpness, not value. Verdict: buy with caution. If you're chasing top-tier tuning, a sharp 11-inch panel, and you care about audio more than your wallet, the iLX-F511 delivers. It's a real upgrade with strong wireless CarPlay, good Android Auto, and serious sound tools. But at this price, the trade-offs matter. Possible glare, physical interference with dash controls in some cars, limited to 2 camera inputs, and wireless Android Auto that isn't bulletproof. Worth it if you're building a serious system with amps and want Alpine's tuning toolbox. If you just want a big screen and easy wireless, save your money for a Kenwood 10.1 or the Sony XAV-AX8500 and pocket the difference. Stay savage out there. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I've put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Got questions about fitment in your specific car, or want me to compare this against the Pioneer 8600 NEX side by side? Drop a comment. Next up, I'm testing the best wireless CarPlay head units under $1,000 to see which one actually works every day. See you in the next one.